Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play World of Tanks here. I would have actually done this live in terms of my recording, but I figured that you'll see why it actually wasn't a good idea. And so I'm actually recording this after the fact because the few clips I did take of it, yeah, probably don't fit my audience very well. So you can only imagine what that means. But yeah, needless to say, I might splice in a few if I do some later tonight, but let's just say, yeah, it's not appropriate. But anyway, so I'm just trying to show you guys I actually am human. I have some great ideas here that often turn out bad, one of which is circling around this IS-4 trying to take him out, but of course I'm hitting him doing no damage to him. Now I take a hit, which is not a big deal there. I'm, circling him, laying into him, my other tank is hitting him as well. And what do you know? I get nailed by one artillery and then hit by another. So, I ended up getting gibbed right there by two pieces of artillery. I did absolutely nothing except sat around and swung around this guy while I let my team lay into him a bit. So, you can imagine how that felt. So let's go into another one. So like any good TD playing mines, I come up on this ridge to help snipe, pick out targets as they come across, shoot little things here and there. But you know what? I figure, hey, I'm gonna wait for a good, nice shot. I don't want to take it on just a little sliver of a tank like that. Wait and see what happens. You'll start to notice a trend here as to what happens to me. And of course, the BL-10 does have a mind of its own, so when I do think I have a shot, or when I thought he was actually going to keep driving, I fire and the thing goes wide to the left. So, you know what, reload, reset, let my camo take effect, and we'll try it again. But, nothing appears to come up, so, look off to what's in the distance there, and of course there's nothing I can see yet. Little T-50 circling around, no real shot on him. And of course, I'm spotted somehow. But, it only takes that quick second for them to spot me, for a shell to land right on top of me by what's considered a red player. Now, what does that mean? Nothing, because artillery players, while they might have a 44% chance of winning and or 44 win rate and a 602 efficiency, it doesn't mean they don't practice that artillery day in, day out, because they landed one right on my head, and I didn't even know I was spotted by that VK. So, goes to show you that, yeah, I am susceptible to artillery something fierce. On this map, the Lighthouse map, this little tank pretty much only has one place it can go. Now, being spotted and shot at right at the beginning of the game does scare me off, because look how low to the bottom I am. Of course, my whole thing here isn't loaded up yet, but as you can see, yeah, I'm sitting pretty close to the bottom. Not a whole lot that this tank can do, and it really, in and of itself, is a pretty weak tank, to say the least. It really is a good flanking TD, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And of course, since that doesn't make much sense, outside of a tier below it, it is actually very difficult to really utilize, especially in these tier 9 and 8 matches. Tier 8, it can somewhat survive and hang, but tier 9, good luck. So, after deciding that probably is not the place for me to be, I decided to reposition up the hill, because you know what? I'm a flanking TD, so that's what I'm going to do. But as with everything I do, the good intentions that I have usually do go wrong, and the rarity I actually do have a good round is usually followed by several bad rounds before and after it. So, my poor little SU-100M here, with its measly 200 some odd pin and 200 some odd damage, which you'd think is decent, but surprisingly it doesn't do nearly as much as I hope it would. So, getting frustrated with this tank, as I typically do, charge out a bit here because I want to get into a position I can actually be useful. I know I'm not going to do much against this Jagdtiger 88. The low is going to be a problem. The Type 59, on the other hand, depending on where he's facing, I could do a little bit of damage here and there. So, I lost him, but he did hit me. I thought that I shot him, but more than likely it just bounced. Nothing spectacular. Reposition to get out of his line of fire here. Just trying to avoid getting hit by anything spectacular. And that's all I need. Hit ammo racked by the 59, hit by the S51, and then of course railed out by the 59 once again. So Nice, lovely, dumb move there, putting myself into an open position. Had the greatest of intentions, but really wasn't smart in my end. Of course, raging at that point is typical. So my mighty Lorraine, matched up with the AMX 5120, is a pretty formidable combination. The alpha strike on these two tanks alone is incredible. You're going to be dishing out somewhere around the line of, what was that, 250 to 300 times 6. So you're looking at about 1500, and then I don't know what the damage range of the AMX 5120 is, but let's say it's let's just say it's about 3,000 even, just to call it a nice round number, between the 12 or the 10 rounds I believe is between these two tanks. And I mean that is of course counting that you're going to land all of them. So the damage potential of these two tanks is just something unreal. And of course that means they also do have their downsides. Now, there's a little M41 going up there, and the T-54's got the right idea, going where I want to go. But you know what, I'm going to quickly roll up here, I see him, figure, you know what, I'm going to keep going up a little bit, I'm going to have one quick shot and then I'm going to get moving. So there we go, and I'm toasted by an artillery piece right away. So, someone landed a quick arty shot on me, a T-92, I stood no chance. And of course, that's the problem with the Lorraine, is it eats arty shells like it's no one's business. So, from that, you could start to see a trend with the Lorraine and myself. My lowly Type 54, or T-54 here, charging at the enemy base. We did kind of have a little bit of an issue back here, but you know what? I figure I can get into their base, cause a little havoc, and hopefully get out in time. Maybe even start capping the base before they just swarm it and take over. Now, I don't have an upgraded gun in this thing, and apparently that does make a huge difference. But I'm watching this Bat Chat as he's slowly just, or Bat Chat Arty, as he's slowly devouring absolutely everything he comes across. I'm only getting pinged on by a little 1375, so I'm not too worried about him. I'm worried about this Bat Chat artillery piece that just apparently has unlimited ammunition and kills anything it sees. So, got a little VK over here, which it's painful, but not too worried. It's the Bat Chat Arty that I swear up and down is broke-tacular. It just nails me and decides to go after me yet again. So how many rounds does this thing have after he already got 2 kills plus a few hits? So I sneak in a kill there. I'm now the last man standing as I'm going up against a VK over here. All I can do is just swarm around it, hope that my turret armor is better than his armor, and go from there. And that my turn speed's better than his. But clearly it isn't. He does have me in terms of that. So what I can do is face him to the front, because I do have front armor. But nope, what comes up behind me? That 1375, who I ignored and said is just dinging off me. Gets me good at the end anyway. As an ISU in the highway here, I figured that, you know what, I stand a pretty good chance of doing some pretty hefty damage, especially looking at the tanks that I'm fighting against. If I just stand back up here pretty much at the cap flag and snipe as I see fit. You know, I figure that, hey, I'll spot some stuff. I have some people up here. They spotted a few things along this ledge here. I still can't see it, but unfortunately that doesn't help any. Because if I could see it, I'd be laying into them all day long. And of course there's sirens going off in the background. This is irritating. Sorry about that if you can hear it over my mic. But yeah, so there are, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks up there, all of which I can't see. And so these poor guys over here in A1 are just sitting there taking hits. The 704 just gets completely gutted. Don't know if he's really helped or done anything because I can't even see what they've been shooting at. And there we go, a Jagdpanzer, an E75, or Jagdpanther rather, too. So, light into that E75, do some hefty damage into him, get ready to hit this E50, but there's a Panther 2 there as well. So, you know what? Target priority is target priority. First off needs to be the E75. So I need to range in on him real quick. He's just backing up, and where does my round go? Right into him. So, I'm set with that one. Now I just have this E50 and this Panther 2 I gotta worry about, but there's no one between us. So as soon as I lose track of them, we're done. I could one-shot this E50, provided I can see him, but I just need to get a quick shot on him and it should be alright. But I low roll really bad there and don't manage to get him. So, you'd figure that, hey, they sent 5 guys up to our north, we should be able to take the south because they're all massive things. No. Down here, we have apparently lost the majority of our tanks. We are, somewhat tied, and I'm struggling to get up this hill, but there's the Panther 2 right there. If I could just get my shot off, I could do some heavy damage to him, but he kills off way too many people. And there's something going off in front of me there. So I fire, and of course what happens? Nothing goes right. Nail him right in the track for no damage whatsoever. Leaving just the Yag Panther. I get hit by artillery. My reload's reduced to next to nothing. So I'm going to be sitting here reloading forever. And a T-32 out of nowhere hits me in the back. So my one chance at getting that Panther 2 completely gone. Leaves our team open to completely get killed. I'm already frustrated. I have a pretty terrible SU-8 trying to troll me, but you know what? You didn't do much either, so good luck to you, sir. So, yeah, raging goes on forever in this game. So I've been fighting in this really long, hard-fought battle here, playing my SU-100M here, still kind of not too happy with its performance overall. Gotten 2 kills here on some big beefy things, got a full-up Tiger 2, got a bunch of other tanks around me, taking quite a few hits of my own. Still camping my area, I'm not too worried about it. We have primarily everything under control here as far as it looks. I feel like moving up and going for some cap points just because I got bored of sitting there, because I've been sitting there, this game's been going on for probably about 10 minutes, if not more. So I have the urge to get there and start capping quick so that we don't run the risk of losing based on a draw, especially with some of these things going after each other. So, got a 59 and a Tiger piece steering down this IS-3. My movement should be pretty well safe and concealed. I'm not too worried about any of these guys getting me. So I'm going to go ahead and roll up. I know there's an artillery sitting in the back hiding. I imagine he's probably looking to chase down that IS-3. He's not going to be too happy once he sees him. So I'm going to load up some HE, which was a mistake. I'm going to load up some AP instead. And I'm going to come around this bend. Should be able to spot their artillery and kill it. And what do you know? This SU-8's sitting there waiting for me. No rhyme or reason to it, but just sitting there waiting on me. So, out of nowhere comes an artillery piece, and all I can do is just say, oh god, why was he looking there, and why did I get killed by him? So, King of the Jungle here, I am the top tier tank here in my Lorraine. There's not a whole lot I'm too worried about. There's, IS-8, which isn't too bad for me. T-30, which I can easily penetrate him. The Yag Tiger, yeah, I gotta be careful, but I'm assuming based on the player efficiency, he's gonna be just an alright player, and I'm not too worried about him. So, gonna go ahead and roll up, doing the thing that all fast medium should do and head right to the donut. I got a T-34, a T-30, and an M26 right here in front of me to all help, so I can easily go up to that donut and be able to take care of anything coming down across it. Not worried at all. And of course, I do have something even behind me, in the fact that I have a whole bunch of other tanks coming up the line. So, there's a few tanks over there, but they're targeting the M26, leaving me alone. So, they're going to hit him. I get hit by a 59, just a fuel hit, so nothing major, so to speak. But as soon as I crest this hill, I'll be alright. Now that I'm up here, I should be alright. Except that by the time I can actually roll down to do something to this 59, he has already got a target lock on me and nailing me again. So, sadly, the gun depression on this tank is really preventing me from doing anything. I'm waiting for the American tank to get up here because I know he can help me. But, lo and behold, I thought a lot of people would be coming to join us. Where were they? They're all sitting back in there. 2 zones away. So all I can do is sit here and fight this 59, which, 2 shots into him, yeah, knock him down to about the same hit points as me. I've still got 4. I could easily take him 1-to-1 combat, but you know what? I want to play it safe. I lost the guy behind me. Deflect him off a little bit. Maybe I should charge up there, because I've got no one behind me protecting me. I could probably take him in 1-to-1 combat, but I've been having a lot of problems lately where my Lorraine will just do that. When I need to get one major hit on him, it bounces. Every time without fail. Every time I need to get 1 hit for a kill, bounces. So, 2 more hits into him, still has bounced a bunch, and now I cannot take him out. So now I'm really worried because I'm taking hits. I'm luckily bouncing 2 of them off me, but hopefully the guys behind me can hurry up and get up here and support me. Instead, he targets something behind me, and somewhere along the lines, a little IS-3 gets in behind me, sneaks a shot, and lights me on fire and taking me out. Raging completely at this point, I had no support from my team. Sometimes you make errors. Sometimes they're based on judgment, sometimes they're based on tactical situations, other times they're just out of plain stupidity and misjudgment of what in the world you're actually doing. So, looking around here, I noticed that the flank on the beach is completely and utterly way too weak. Decide that, you know what, need to go and help it. I'm a Lorraine, I'm one of the top tanks. There's not too much I should worry about. I can deal enough damage to most things out here that I'm not going to have too much of an issue. So, let's go out here and see what we can help with and do. There's a SU-120 or 152 I could take care of. There's a Type 59 I can sweep around behind and deal with, who just magically killed our Leopard. And there's an M103. But you know what? I kind of don't want to deal with the M103 from the front. So instead I'm going to loop around here, see if I can find a different target that's worthwhile. You know, can't hit that SU-152. He's not going to be as easy as I thought he was going to be. I know there's a 59 around here. I could probably grab him real quick. Nope. I guess I was wrong about his placement, so I'm going to keep running. There's a little Leopard, though, so you know what? Maybe I'll just go and kill the Leopard so he can't get behind us to our artillery. Yeah, the artillery that we totally have. But if you look on the scoreboard, we don't have artillery. And I don't remember this at this point. So, oh my god, there's a Leopard that needs to die immediately so he doesn't get to our artillery. But, what happens? I make the tactical error of running right into the middle of 2 major tanks over there, hitting me for over 2/3 of my health. I kill off the Leopard, which comes at great cost to myself, completely tactically useless, as about here I realize, oh wait, there is no artillery. I did absolutely nothing and wasted 2 rounds and 1,000 hit points. That was brilliant. So, repositioning back into the town to hopefully somewhat do something to, you know, make up for this terrible, terrible decision. I'm gonna run through. I do see a nice, easy, juicy target over there in the sense of a super Pershing. Now if I could just get to his side or get behind him, I can take care of him pretty nice and easily. But I gotta navigate through these streets, navigate through this little bit of lagginess there. Noticing our E75 getting hit by the devil's number. So that was always a beautiful thing to watch. I can only imagine by what. I don't know. Probably the Type 95. So, onto the rear of the T-26. Getting shot in the back already. Do have some nice clean shots on him though. Not a problem. Take him out. Now I just need to go and hide real quick so I can go and reload. Because I don't want to get gibbed by anything here, as I only have enough hit points to survive 1 shot. And a low roll shot at that. So, dive into the wall here and start a reload. Should be nice and safe, right? Yeah. So, we'll watch this thing pan out a little bit here. Not too much I'm worried about. Just, you know, a 95 up on the hill. He's focused on some stuff. An IS-3, which is, yeah, he's doing some stuff. So, we do have 2 guys back on their base capping. Not too worried about them. They're going to do a good job and probably cap it out for me. So, I load up, gonna go ahead and start running around behind him to help with the cap or to help take out this 95 because he's a big threat. So as soon as I can get up there, nope, not gonna get up there. So let's see this one more time. Up and down the cliff, into the dirt below. No chance of me getting where I thought I was gonna get. So to finish off my episode of Fail, figured I'd show you, you know, a pretty good round here. Might as well take advantage of it while I can, you know, redeem myself a little bit in your eyes. Show you that, you know what, I am a good player. Not one who, you know, gets one-shotted at the beginning of rounds by artillery so often, or getting caught and tracked, or running off the edge of hills, or any number of other silly, stupid, little things that can happen. So, playing a Type 59, one of the faster tanks here, but not a good gun. Figure, you know what, I'm going to be your scout. Need to let our guys get into position. Need to poke out and find who I can. Make sure that I line up everybody so that our team can get the shots we need. Got a bunch of sniper tanks behind me in the course of a... I don't remember what he said was behind me. I want to say there was an E50, but clearly there is no E50 behind me. But, you know what? My two teammates will cover me. 5120 should be able to do quite a bit of damage. I'm just slowly driving up, giving them just a little bit more time. And then a low behind me is also able to do a little bit of sniping damage. So, come around the bend and I should find something. And I find an ST1. No chance of doing anything to him. No chance of doing anything to that prototype. Gonna go ahead and back up real quick. Take a nice, lovely hit to the track. What I am doing though is I'm still providing spotting, which is kind of essential. Gonna place one more shot if I can. If not, gonna back away safely, which is pretty much the good idea at this point in time. I spotted them. I let us know what's here. My teammates are catching up to me. They're being able to lay into the guys. We have our sniper tanks hitting them from the forest. There's a huge, massive line of troops over at the 1 and 2 column. So, I'm just going to sit here and be a little pesky fly on the wall because I'm just a measly tier 9 with a tier 7 gun. So, E75 decides to swat at me, dealing some pretty hefty damage. I do nothing to him, of course, but you know what? Our AMX 120 was able to get behind him and do some serious damage. Now, I have that ST1 looking at me the wrong way. I don't want to be around to find out what he has to say about it. So I'm going to go chase down this E75 and help pincer him in with the AMX 5120. Now, sadly, the AMX 5120 didn't get the memo as the E75 decides to shoot me as I run right past. Now, direct hit to the back, what does it do? Absolutely nothing. So, ranging in for another shot, clip him right in the back, do my 200 damage, get ready to do it again, lay into it, bounce right off the rear. That would be a nice easy shot. Instead, now the AMX 120 is out of ammo, and I am able to hit him, light him on fire, and take him out. Sadly, he is lit on fire though. I'm going to go ahead and progress onward. I see a nice juicy VK4502A who cannot do anything to me since he does not have the upgraded cannon. So I'm going to go ahead and run at him, deal with his shots to the front because I know I can deflect those. He's a nice easy target that I've spotted, so now I can have people ranging in on him. He took a massive hit already, plus my little dinky hit did something. Someone shot him, did nothing to him. I hit him and do nothing to him. He gets killed by our 5120. There's a Lorraine and an artillery piece. The artillery piece, got it, no problem. He overshoots me, so I'm going to go lay into him. He's going to go ahead and move. He has no chance of reloading in time. I'm going to have him by a mile before he gets to reload and take me out. So, look up into him, hit him once more, problem solved. Time to go run back for the cap. Now, I do have a Lorraine chasing me. I gotta be careful of him. So, shoot him, hit him, no damage at all to the front of a Lorraine. How typical, right? So, I'm at a slope where he's not gonna be able to hit me, not gonna be able to penetrate my tank. Their artillery's dead. There is nothing left to worry about except this Lorraine. Their E100 and IS-4 are all focused forward. They're getting swarmed. There's just two tier 7s and 8s that I gotta worry about in this tier 9 medium. IS-3 is almost dead. This Lorraine should just miss me. Hit him for a little bit of damage, nothing to worry about, too major. Just going to be able to poke at him. He'll bounce off me from that front. Got him down to a sizable hit. I can finally take him out. One more shot and he'll be dead. We have two mediums coming up to take him out, a Lorraine and myself. I go for the kill hit, don't get it. I decide to swing around, thinking that, you know what, I'm going to be able to ram him. He gets killed. So you know what, I'm going to just run around to try and get into the cap. So I think I'm behind cover, think I'm behind those tanks, and what happens as I go into the cap, I should be safe and behind everything else, and as I go for the cap, boom, sniped out by an IS-3 on the move, going for one last Hail Mary hit against me. You kidding me? This is what happens to me. So, I'm glad I can show you guys I am a normal player. I do suck it up sometimes, actually quite a lot of times. Over the past couple days, I've done terrible. And that's just how it is. It's a whole pendulum motion. You go from good days to bad days to good days and somewhere in the middle in between them. So there you go. I wanted to show you guys these. I didn't want to record them live because a lot of times I'm on TeamSpeak with the group of people. A lot of times it's not a pretty thing, and I don't want that reflected in my channel. So, there you go. Show you guys I do suck it up from time to time, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.